Okay, I think it's time to start. It's a pleasure to be here once again. If you are just joining us, I'll share the website with you. Rainyday Cooperative.com/cashew. So I have shared the So on the call with me is our supervisory chairman, the person of Mr. Fola Tanimola, and we have other esteemed members of Rainyday Cooperative Society here. So backstory of why we did this. We have been around development for quite a bit. Construction, renovation, real estate, and all whatnot. And we saw that people want to invest in something that generates passive income for them. We started to analyze what could it be that will be easy to understand, did not require rocket science, so to speak, to operate, and at the same time lends itself to economies of scale, which means the more we do it, the better. And lastly, it was policy friendly. You don't want to do anything illegal or that is in the opposite direction of government policy. We considered various kind of crops because from our experience, it's easier and cheaper to buy land outside main towns, Lagos, Ibadan, Abeokuta. It's cheaper to buy it in the villages. But what do you do with those lands? So I remember coming back from a site one day and I reached out to our general secretary who we worked together. And I said, oh, instead of asking people to come and spend 42 million to buy one plot of land, maybe it's time we take people into the bush to invest. And we are going to do just that. So we did our research. We had the options of cocoa, coconut, cashew, oil palm, and the arable. We did our research. Oil palm is quite intensive. Cocoa requires significant attention. And the agri experts told us that if you are not an existing farmer, it will be a bit difficult for you to operate a cashew farm. So we decided to yield to his recommendation and we went for to operate a cocoa farm. So we decided to yield his instruction and we went towards cashew. Then one thing led to another. We found out that it was also a priority crop of the federal government of Nigeria. I'll go ahead to share the page now. Omari, please get me the NEPC page for cashew and share it in the comment section. There are 7 crops that are important to the government of Nigeria for exports, and cashew is one of them. So we reached out to our network of people and we decided to look at the best location for us to start it. And Ogbomoso being the nearest to Lagos, we decided to go do a preliminary survey in August last year. We saw different lands. We saw an ecosystem. Pardon me, I live close to the airport, so it's quite a feature when I'm on calls, when planes pass by. So we went to Ogbomoso and we met with our people whom we already have relationships with, and they helped us get around, checked various lands at various levels of documentation, and compliance. But one advice that kept ringing all through our discussions, stakeholder meetings, were try as much as possible to get land directly from the land owning families, the villagers, the bales, and that will make you a part and parcel of the community, not just uh, an alako way that just came to bring money to come and farm. So we started making the necessary contacts, and we reached out to the, after multiple conversations, we finally settled for the Alasapa community in near Ogbomoso in Orire local government. So to be clear, Alasapa community is on the way from Ogbomoso to Igbeti town, and we believe that it's one of the largest local governments in Oyo State. From the data available to us, we have about 2,000 square kilometers in landmass, which makes it a largely agrarian community. And we engaged with the Bale, the ruling family, to understand how we could come in and be a stakeholder in the community. We have proceeded to acquire 216 acres in total, with an option to acquire 280 more. Then a larger offer to acquire as much as 10,000 acres across various parts of that local government. So that for us is a massive opportunities. Oh, Omar, please help us check. I hear that some esteemed guests of ours are not able to join into this meeting.
The meeting room is open, so they should be able to
Yes,
join.
I have also shared the direct link now. Omar, please, if you have pictures to present, please, you can go ahead to present them already so that it's not just me talking now. People can see pictures of how far we have come. You can check the Telegram group for pictures. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we see the upside of the cashew industry in terms of being able to be a part of the production of the cashew trees and eventually proceeding to process these crops. Why that is important is that cashew is not just about the money you make from it, it's also being identified as a crop that helps to combat desert encroachment, meaning that it does not require a lot in terms of water, unlike cocoa and oil palm. So areas that have limited vegetation are able to support the cashew growth, which sort of restores the ecology of that area. So as you plant more trees, you're able to resuscitate the environment and bring life back to the place, as against a place where you need intense rainfall to be able to plant cocoa or oil palm. So on one side, we want to make money. On the other side, we are also helping the environment. I mean, it's two peas in a pod. And lastly, you also have the real estate component where the land continues to appreciate because it's being used for a productive enterprise. So we have started the preliminary operations, which includes making geotechnical surveys for water to be supplied on site. There's significant lack of government presence in that environment. So you don't really have boreholes, community boreholes, and all those things that are functional. I mean, I was there last week and I saw how people had to walk for kilometers to get water. In fact, the meeting we held last week, I literally came into the meeting from the farm, and we see that as instructive for us to do our surveys, then start to produce water that the pre-planting operations will require. At the same time, we also see it as an opportunity for us to coexist with young farmers in the community who need land, who are sharecroppers, who want to use land to crops like soybean, watermelon, and all whatnot that can coexist with cashew until it matures and then they go elsewhere. So work has begun. I'm happy to share the updates, and our existing members already have real-time updates of every step that we take, every milestone that we cross. Our existing members already have updates on these questions, on these activities. By the meteorological projections, we expect that planting will begin in June because rainfall does not get to that side of the country until around June, 60 to 90 days after it's already falling around here. So we are starting work on nursery first in partnership with our hosts in Ogumosho and the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria. They are providing us planting materials, agronomical expertise, and all the necessary technical know-how to be able to do this successfully. So by June, depending on how great the weather data is, we'll proceed to transplanting and nursing the crops, the seedlings, and then we'll continue to observe, maintain, replace if there's any mortality by the same time next year, and nurse till maturity. Then we go to harvesting on a yearly basis and doing the needful in terms of sharing income to all subscribers. As a cooperative, we maintain probity by sharing our records with Lagos State Ministry of Cooperatives and Commerce. We have turned in our books for 2025 already. I'm sure we are one of the earliest to do that because we have a digital operations. And we continue to see this as a challenge to show our workings. So in the absence of any other updates from my end, I will be opening the floor for questions at this time. If anybody has specific things they want to know, I have shared the website. If you have read through the website, if you have particular questions that you want to ask, please feel free to ask. Thank you very much.
All right, so I want to just first of all thank you to the president of the Rainyday Cooperative Society, and I would want to um, ask every one of us, just as you said, to go through the website and go through some of the other. We have quite a number of resources that we have shared. We've made sure that as much as possible, there's a lot of transparency, and transparency is not the word that we communicate with us all regularly. So some clips are coming up. Thank you. I was just about to say that. So some clips are coming up, and so we've been sharing these interactions via social media handles of ours, as well as in person, as well as much as possible, and in our meetings with the members of the Rainy Day Cooperative Society. We've so we're looking forward to your questions on different things we have done, the things that we are planning to do, and we how you will be engaging with us. Rainy Day could the screen you are sharing has stopped. So yeah, I was just saying that let's ask our questions. There's a lot of information that has been shared so far, and we are willing to share more and more with you to answer all your questions. So thank you. Well done to the president, and thank you, everyone. Okay. While we await our await our questions. Okay, so I think I'll just do a narration. There's supposed to be audio with the video. So this was the first day that our surveyors went to work, and total number of steps they walked. As you are aware, I'm just going to be repeating what they yeah. So this was the day they went to. So to 2000, that's 14 kilometers. The total work of our surveying team. They walked around the entire perimeter of the location on that day, 22,808 steps for the number of acres that we have. And of course, as you all know, this is phase two. We had phase one already completed. Phase two is what we've marked, and we're beginning allocations. We're working on the allocations already, so that would obviously be publicly announced, and people want to physically visit for the allocation will be physically present to get their boards to notice boards showing the name, the code. We don't want your name out there in public, obviously, so we will just indicate the code that we have assigned to everyone based on your digital registration, so nobody has to know whose name it is, for obvious reasons. So that's going to be there on allocation, and all of these are things. So this shows that's our surveyor, and is a licensed surveyor based in Ogbomoso, of course. So we have the red copy survey already submitted before the government of Oyo State. So I would like to this is not our cooperative meeting where the government doesn't allow us to call people. So I'd like to call someone's name. I'll call random names. Mr. Oluwapelumi Sunday, I believe, is one of our subscribers. I think so. So I'd like to ask you, have you ever been? Has anyone here ever been to? I was just greeting you, Mr. Oluwapelumi, and every other person. Well done, Mrs. Makinde Adedayo. Well done. Good evening. So I'd like to know if anyone. Yeah, thank you. I see a thumbs up. I'd like to know if anyone has. Yes, this is what one of the things I wanted to show. So you can see the mud huts where, well, they are Adobe huts. They are technically Adobe huts because they've been, well, cement was a little bit of cement is in it, so we may call them Adobe huts, and they were heat blasted, not in a kiln, but open air heating, and it was baked in the open air, if we can call it that. So I'd like to ask us, has any one of us visited Ogbomoso before in particular? Number one. And number two, is there anyone here who is very clear on our plans for the resort? Because that's what the huts are for. There's a resort, a healthy living resort planned for. Okay, sir, our chairman is asking a question, and I think we would like to, I'll take it further. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So, first of all, I want everybody to answer. I'll get back to your question. I want to know, you can just type if maybe you're in a place where you can't speak. Sorry about the noise in my background, please. I'll just try. So, I was going to say that, how many of us have been to Ogbomoso before, and how many of us can explicitly understand the resort plan? So you can type it out if you can't speak. If you want to speak, you can definitely speak. That's number one. So Mr. Folatamnimola, our chairman, is asking on behalf of someone, and Mr. Funsho has answered. So if you want to subscribe as a first timer, must you be a member of Rainyday Cooperative Society? No, you do not have to be a member. So we sell and we categorize differently. Well, that's something we cannot obviously show, but members who members of the non-members can invest in the Rainyday Cashew Farm. So you can invest as a non-member of the Rainyday Cooperative Society. However, you get a membership number for compliance and other things, but you don't have to become a registered member. You just have a special number, which of course covers you. And we are a compliant organization, as the president has mentioned already. So would give you a member number, and all of that information will be assigned to you. So yes, that is one of the questions we've gotten a lot, and so you don't have to be a member of Rainyday Cooperative Society to to buy into it. I hope we are all aware of the free holiday resort you get for 3 to 5 days every year as members of Rainyday Cooperative Society. I would like, if you are aware of that, did I say as member of Rainyday Cooperative? Sorry, as investors in Rainyday Farm, Rainyday Cashew Farm. If you are aware of that, you can let us know. If you are not, if you are not aware of that, let us know in the comment box, in the chat box. If you are aware. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain the concept of the resort to us, and I'll be taking notes. So I would like, as we, or I want us to take notes. So as what I will do is, because I know we may all be doing many things. It's a Thursday evening. There are different activities we may be engaged in. I'd just like you to type in the chat box, either your questions, your observations, anything, so that I am sure that you are following along. So let's move on. Mr. Rainy slides, the person helping us with the slides, can you help us with the 3D video of the farm? Can you help us with that? So we have a farm resort. Oh, someone said she was not aware. Oh. No. You once you are Mr. Adeda, once you bought an acre, you have 5 days free. So once you've bought an acre of land, you have 5 days free access to the resort. Now I want the video to play so that we can see the layout, because if I show you the boring drawings, I'm an architect, I can understand the boring drawings, you may, but the 3D is what most people understand. So yes, no, yes, not so we are planning a December retreat, a dirty December retreat you can all look at your screens, please. So a dirty December private retreat. So everybody who has acquired land, it's a private club, basically. It's a private farm club. That's basically the idea. So the moment you have land in the Rainyday Cashew Farm, you automatically get access to a hut for yourself, and of course it's only 2 people that can stay there. You automatically get access. We are working on a pond as well, so that's part of what the chairman president spoke of. We're already working on that, so there'll be a pond, there'll be pools and all of that. I want the 3D to show, so that it's not sweet talk. So let's just wait for the person working on the presentation, so that you see that it's not sweet talk. There's already space for it on the layout, and once that is there, save. Sorry, please, I'm trying to open it if he's having challenges with the file. In case he's having challenges with the file. Okay, Mr. Olufisho is going to present for us. Thank you very much. So if you see that video, you'd see, I hope we can all see the video. I'm seeing it. Please confirm that you can see it, guys. Kindly confirm, guys, that you can see it. Can you please help us? All right, thank you. Mr. Pelumi Sunday can see it. The Rainyday Coop admin can see it. Sir, can you just pause there? Can you just pause that scene? So this scene we are seeing, I don't know if our time is not syncing because of internet. Yes, thank you very much. So the scene you are seeing, there is to the left, you can see well, I don't know if we will have a full football pitch anyway, but we'll have a playing pitch. I am sure of that. It may not be this size of football pitch. Of course, there's 3D representation. We're going to have greenhouses and like a botanical garden, not like an actual botanical garden. So once the cashews are planted, the next thing will, because cashew is of course why we're here, the next thing we'll be doing, we'll be planting things like pomegranates, guava, cashew, I said cashew, guava, oranges, some of them in greenhouse as shown, some of them in the open field, so that when then we're going to have a pond. As you are aware, our land is bare, is adjoining a major stream, although it's a seasonal stream, but it's a major stream. So we're going to have a fish pond there, so you can literally point and kill. Then of course we're going to have some animals, so you come in there. When you come in, feed the animals, you come in, have real village life. If you want there will be internet, but if you want to disconnect from all the hassles of Nigeria and everything, and you want to, real village life and take out all the technology, all the radiation that we're all taking in. That's what the concept is about. So you stay in your hut, you walk bare feet, what's that thing called? Electric. It's not electric. The English is skipping my mind. Where you just charge yourself, you walk on the on natural earthing, yes. You earthing or grounding, yes. So that's the experience that you are getting for free. You are getting as an investor, not for free. Of course, you've bought the land. So that's the experience you are getting as you subscribe to Rainy Day Cashew Farm. So you come in, you can plant your own thing and come in maybe another 3 months and see the progress. We have we have a small space we plan to do snails and rabbits, but of course, all of those things they will be determined as we get to the actual point. But what we are actually sure, we are definitely going to do purple, oranges, all of those things. So you can eat from the farm. Of course, you can bring in food from your mega city, from your Dubai, from your Lagos, from your Abuja, Ibadan, and there will be storage units where you can keep your food. But what we are saying is it's a natural lifestyle center where you can come in and heal and blend with nature. And of course, there are plans for security and all of those things. As you have those who have subscribed would have heard us talk about it. But when you come in, you see the plans we've put in place. Of course, we cannot say all of those things here. So you can play on the animation. Let me just keep quiet for a few seconds while they watch the animation. Thank you. So as you see, the cashew farm, the cashew plantation is that's the portion of cashews that would have at the stage of maturity. That's how it will look. This is phase 2 and phase 1, obviously. So phase 3 would be added at some point, as far as your eyes can see. So you can see that other end. That's part of phase 1 of the estate, of the farm estate. And so that just gives you an idea of how massive the land is, and it's going to be much bigger because we are growing into several thousands of acres, as hectares rather, as we continue. So I think this is a very interesting offer because I don't know anywhere where you get free access to the resort, where you get point and kill goats, catfish, and all of those things for a particular number of days in the year. Those who are members of Rainy Day who have not subscribed will definitely get a discount because they are members of the cooperative. But free access for those who are subscribed today. So when people ask you, what do I get in return? This is what you get in return. You get that free holiday resort, that resort experience. That's one of the primary things you get, apart from the fact that once the seedlings start coming out, we sell them off either on the local market. We've not even met our local demand for cashew. We should let you know that, but I want to leave the numbers part for Mr. Funshaw to discuss. We've not touched our local demand, not to talk of global demand. So when we touch the local demand, I believe we're all aware that mayonnaise, of course, cashew nuts, the most visible product. Cashew nuts are made from cashew. Mayonnaise is made from cashew. There are some vegetable oils. There are some oils that are pressed from cashew. And there are Nigerian factories that actually demand that have said they've had to import cashew from abroad because Nigerian cashew was not sufficient for them. So these are verifiable things that we can all see. And so we are not stopping at this number. We are going into tens of thousands of hectares. All right, so I'll be open to taking your questions. And yes, I'll be open to taking your questions. If you have any questions, please let us know your questions. And if we've just added information you were not aware of, thank you very much for listening. Yes, grounding. Okay, I've seen the word. Thank you, Mr. I'm just saying that. So yes, I was not aware. Okay, I think we've answered Mr. Adedayo's question. So yes, if you want, if you want to do Dirty December in a healthy way, you don't want to do Dirty December in an oblate in a club where they will blast your ears with. I mean, I'm not saying you should not go to club. That's up to you. But you want a, you know, you have been in the city all through the year, and you have all sorts of pollution and all of that, and you want to be back with nature, as it were. That's what the end of year, we call it Dirty December with Rainy Day Shop Farm. I think that's what's on the flyer. So that's what it's all about. And so all of our subscribers, of course, we'd have to register ahead so that we'll plan the logistics and all of those details. So if you have any further questions, let us know, please.
Okay, I reckon that we have had a bit of time to keep looking at the presentation. Are there questions? So anybody who wants to subscribe, you just, as a non-member, if you want to subscribe, all you have to do is click apply now on the website that has been shared with you earlier, rainydaycoop.com/cashew. You just click apply now and you get the referral code of the person who brought you to this presentation, because we have all our members are able to bring people, and if you're a realtor, you are equally able to register as an agent, then refer people and get your commission. We pay commissions electronically, so I don't even have to do anything for you to get your commission for referring people, and it's 10%. So if you have questions, let us address the question now. On a policies level, we see an opportunity for the government to potentially, just like they've done in share, there's been a lot of back and forth with that, restrict the export of raw cashew nuts. Not to say that people will stop exporting it, because even oil palm is restricted in export, but people still find a way to ship it abroad. You still see Nigerian palm oil in Dubai, in London, in America, even though it is supposed to not be exported. But once we have a policy direction on the export of raw cashew nuts, then we would have increased demand for processors. So everybody who is just planting and bagging and taking abroad now has to further process it. And when you process it, you're able to do many more things with the byproducts. In India, for example, there is something called cashew liquor, also known as cashew farming. Our current, like someone who was talking to me today at the Ikeja Multi-Coop Union meeting, I said, we don't even know how much of revenue we can generate from the byproducts of cashew, including the shell, the cashew nut oil, and all whatnot. So what we have planned around now is just the cashew nut itself, the one that you eat like granite or any other, the one you eat in bottles that people sell in traffic. That's all our projection now. So every other thing that comes out of it is a plus to the members who key in now. We would continue to work with Crane, and we sat with the executive director on Tuesday on commercializing the things that they have discovered. Because the thing with Nigeria is not that we don't do research. The problem is that many of our research are stuck in the laboratories. They've not been commercialized. Therefore, the person who did the research cannot have reward and encouragement to go back and do more research. So we see an opportunity for us to introduce new products, which would also mean more revenue for the subscribers. And we can play bigger and bigger in the value chain. As I speak with you, I have seen Indians set up warehouses in Ogbomoso. I've seen Chinese people set up warehouses in Ogbomoso, whereas Nigerians are speaking English in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and just not just being oblivious of what and we are excited about this. Please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to unmute yourself or drop them in the comment box. Questions, comments? So we once again, this is Rainyday Cooperative Society, and we hold these meetings every Thursday addressing various topics. next week we are going to be talking about Lagos State real estate opportunities. We have something coming up which we have to brief our members first. Our general meeting is on Saturday before we then extend the information to the general public. So next week Thursday, we will be discussing about a major opportunity that we are working on for Lagos housing. Yes, someone asked a question. Is the project in phases? It's in phases. Can one join at a later date in another batch? Yes, you can join by God's grace. The only caveat is that today's price is not tomorrow's price, just like yesterday's price is not today's price. I hope anybody wanting to join in the future will be fair enough to recognize that prices are not going to remain the same. We provided a lot of concession in the early days because this is a cooperative, so we had to resort to self-help, helping one another to get here. But after now, we are going to be pricing more competitively, let me put it that way, so that we're able to recover some of the costs that were incurred to get this going. So, and then there is also the inflation factor. Many things that go into this project are subject to exchange rates. They are subject to inflation, cost of transportation, and all whatnot. So anybody who wants to key in, this is the cheapest price you would ever get it. I'm being very clear about it because I do not want to be accused of any unfair support. Let me put it that way. Oh, the people that started early, they got pricing. Why are we not getting it? It is the market reality that dictates these things. Between when we started and now, we have had to make a lot of investments in, like I said, there's no government presence. So we are about to make budgets for solar installation. The nearest NEPA pole is over 30 kilometers away from our farm site. That means there is no NEPA pole. So in Lagos, if you're in band E or anywhere, if you're in band E, you say, oh, maybe they'll give me more light once in 2 weeks. There is no NEPA pole. So there's nothing like, oh, they will give me light or NEPA will flash the light. So we are investing a lot in that, and that is a major expense. So also is water supply. There is barely any government installation that provides water in that area, which is shocking given that the place is less than 300 kilometers away from Lagos. Lagos is the center of excellence. You can be so close to civilization yet so far. It's about 3 hours away from Ibadan. And Ibadan has been civilized since the beginning of the century, but they barely have any presence of government. So we are investing in this infrastructure, and we are going to keep investing to be able to achieve the kind of agri enterprise that we are supposed to achieve. Because the reason why young people are not going to the bush to farm is because the bush is not interesting. No internet, no living facilities. Every other country in the world, when you see the farmers in America or in Europe, even in Brazil, you have entire villages, entire towns inside the farm. So the people who are going there to work, they are not feeling like they've lost a significant part of their lives by going into the bush to work. So that's also what we are creating here. So if you like to be kept abreast of all our programs in the future, do well to drop your email in the comments so that we would always share our updates with you. Once again, if you'd like to be kept informed about our programs, please drop your email address in the comments in the chat box so that you will get our updates. I think we are coming to the end of our time. If you have any question or questions before we round up this meeting, please drop it now so we can attend to it promptly. Any questions or comments? In the absence of that, I'd like to thank everyone who has taken the time to show up in this meeting today. I look forward to collaborating with you now and in the future. If you have any desire to be a part of us, feel free to join, especially through the Cashew project. And we are a team of professionals. We are spread all over the world, and we collaborate to do great things together. Thank you very much. It's been Olufunso Akínsànyà speaking. I am the president of Rainyday, and I wish you a fine evening. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Goodbye.